Hey, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, drop a comment in the. Uh, yep, sorry, it's echo. So if you guys can hear me, drop a comment in the box. Cool, awesome. So I'm a little late to the terminal this morning. So, um, yeah, I'm a little late to the terminal this morning. So I have not really done a good breakdown or analysis of what's going on. Try to make this a little bigger. See if I can change this. There we go. No, my screen is still crazy blurry. You can't really see the numbers. So let me see if I do this. I'll make it bigger. But yeah, so I really don't have a play for today so far. Hugo, you were on the Saturday call. We said we wanted to see this kind of trade back down into this imbalance. We got that at like Sunday night, so like really late last night. We ended up trading down here and then tapped that level, the other level that I called out right there. But this was obviously overnight London session, so nothing we can really do about that. So ideally, what I would love to see, if we're gonna be bullish for the next for the session today, I'd love to see like a bearish momentum somewhere between 10 and 11 o'clock, where the market really just trades back down and taps this area and really gives us some signs of what we're looking for. But I don't know if we'll get that today, just because where the market's at right now. I'm bullish. The reason that I'm trading today is that and I said this to my mentorship chat, but when there's an NFP week, I usually try to get my trading done early. My usual trading days are going to be Tuesday through Thursday, but on these weeks of FOMC and NFP, I usually try to be out of the markets and done by um, by Wednesday at noon. And the reason for that is just because as you get towards the actual NFP event and the FOMC event, obviously it's the NFP this week, uh, the market tends to consolidate, right? And so a lot of times consolidation can be frustrating to trade. And it just doesn't give you good volatility to take off. So a lot of times, I found myself personally, I take unnecessary losses during these times. So um, it's just not something I want to do. So yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna check out ES right now and see what's going on with that one. I'm also gonna step away from my computer for a second so I can plug it up, but you guys still should be able to hear me. Again, like these sessions, a lot of the times when I trade, there's just not anything that I want to see, or that I see that I can actually feel comfortable trading. And most of my time is spent watching, right? And I think, again, like I was just watching this interview yesterday from a trader. He is like the number one trader on FTMO, so he's a funded trader, and I don't know, he's probably made like six figures, just high six figures, maybe seven figures of payouts from prop firms. And he reiterated this, and he was like, "Hey man, like there's not going to be times you're not trading every day, like you're not hitting the button every day." And so you got to know as a trader, what you're looking for when you come into the market, and if it gives you that, and you execute. If you don't get that, then you got to stay out of the market, and that's not an everyday thing. And I think a lot of times, traders, like, they we see everybody online, right? And especially nowadays, like we see, oh man, Q Banks just made 400 grand in a day, or whoever your trader of choice is, right? Like they making these high amounts of money in a day, and we think that we can do those same things. And needless to say, like it takes time, right? Like I even was working on a one-on-one with one of my students yesterday, and I was trying to reiterate the concept to him that, like, um this is going to take time, right? You don't just go from like learning how to trade to making $10,000 days, right? It takes a long time to get there. And so you really want to make sure that you're like, um, you're prepared for the longevity of like how long stuff is going to take. And it's just never, like, even when people watch me, like across these are Apex accounts, right? So these two accounts, again, over the past week and a half, I think I've made like 7,000, right? So if you jump from the PA accounts, or the personal funded accounts with Apex. So Apex is the futures broker that I'm working with right now. I'm in the process of trying to max out. They basically let you get 20 accounts with them. And I'm maxing out the 50K accounts with them. But over the past couple weeks, on this account I made 3,000, and the other account I made just shy of 4,000, right? So 7,000 in the last like week and a half. And that's, I mean, as long as I follow the rules, that's real money. I'll get paid out. Um, but it's not. This is a journey that takes a while. You just don't wake up one day and be able to do these, because even if you know your strategy, you still have to be battle tested, right? Like everybody, there's a good saying that says, like, it's a Mike Tyson quote, and it says everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? Like everybody knows how to trade until you look over at your terminal, you're down like $2,000 or $3,000, and you start shaking because you don't really know what's going on. And you start, getting emotional off the trades. Um, so for the morning session, I think I might be looking to counter trend trade. Um, this is ideally, I think the morning session might be a counter trend opportunity. So what if we go back to what I've called out in the call? Um, I called this out. Let me go to the micros, or this was it. No. Yo, where'd it go? Maybe NAS 100. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to find the chart that I actually used on the call. Okay, cool. So if you guys watched the weekend call, this is what I said I wanted to see happen, right? And I wanted to see um, price run to, this is going to be our primary target for the week, right? So I wanted to see the market run to this volume imbalance, really dip back down into this fair value gap, but then run to this volume imbalance. If we get an extended run, really come back and take out these highs. We're already at the volume imbalance, right, for the week. So really what I want to do is I want to hop down into a 1 minute time frame. And I think for this morning session, we're probably going to see a counter trend trade. And I think we're already in the middle of it. So I'm actually going to do a couple things. Like I've said before, I'm actually balancing a few different accounts. The first ones are the funded ones, and then I'm also in the process again of trying to max out the amount of accounts that I have with Apex. So again, these three are challenge accounts that I passed in last week. So another 150K in funding that I got to the account. I'm actually gonna what I'm gonna do here is I think this morning session is gonna be down or like bearish. And I don't like so Hugo, I think Hugo, you're on the call. You should recognize our setup. I don't know if I'll actually push the button today, but because I got to the terminal late, so I'm not like fully set up. But stop loss. If I wanted to risk, let's just say a small trade, $100. And my stop loss will be 757. I don't even think it'll be. Yeah. Yeah, I can't even do that. So I'm going to pass in this trade setup for today because it's a little bit bigger than what I want to see here. But ideally, this red line is what I want to see happen today. So I want to see the market continue to run down. And take out that low and run back to that fair value gap. So not every day is going to be a trading day, right? Not every day is going to be a day where you push the button. The reason that I'm not looking to take this trade today is because it's just a little bit outside of my risk parameters for what I want to give for the account. And I'm not really willing to risk a lot for this trade. So again, if this is your first time watching me, you're going to see me talk about a lot of different things. If you're not familiar with the way that I trade, and you're watching the full time, this is for the first time of the break coming off of the breakdowns that I do on the weekends. Again, this is going to be, this is going to be me looking at the market and analyze it in real time. And, basically doing trades based on that. But ideally, I'm bearish. So let me zoom in on the charts. And this red line is what I said I wanted to see happen today. So this red line, if I zoom out, I wanted to tap that fair value gap again. And so I called that out maybe in the last 20 or 30 minutes. Even that movement right there, I mean, that's a good trade, right? That's like 40 points right there. So if I were to have taken that trade right there, it would have been 40 points. The reason, again, I didn't is because my stop loss would have went all the way up here. And it would have just been a 1-to-1, which is, I don't really like taking 1-to-1 trades. And it's one of those things that after a while you get a good grasp on it. You start to eyeball it over time and you start to see kind of like where it would be, and where your take profit would be. You can kind of just mentally say like, this is probably a 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 or whatever. I don't like taking 1-to-1 trades because they just aren't. If you win one and you lose one, you're back to break even. Whereas if you take a 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 trade, you can, if you win that, you technically have 2 losses before you're back to break even. So ideally, I'd like to see the market run to that low. and take that out. Back to that imbalance. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not like again, I'm just watching today. I haven't pushed the button on anything. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to jump, hop in the chat with them too. We can kind of, I mean, this stuff is boring. Like when you actually trade for real and you manage your risk appropriately, trading is boring. So it's like, it's not really like something you need to be like amped up and excited about all the time. And I would argue that if you're always like amped up when you're trading, you're probably over leveraging, right? You should know exactly how much you're going to make. You should know how much exactly you're going to lose. And yeah, and nothing should really be a surprise for you. Maybe the speed in which it gets to your target is a surprise sometimes, but the market should never really surprise you. If it's doing what you want it to do, it's just be like a normal day at the office. And this is like I talk to my students all the time about like what it means to tape read and what it means to like watch the market and not necessarily feel inclined to push the button. And this is exactly what I mean is like you need, for the scenarios that I teach you guys, like it's good to get 5 or 6 months, honestly, as much time as you can, like even before demo trading, and really just coming back to the market and saying like, this is what I want to see happen, projecting stuff out, right? And taking things, you know, to a certain level. And projecting that stuff before there's money on the line. Because if you can't do it without money on the line, you're not going to be able to do it in real time when there is no money on the line. So, do, 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 do. So right now, I can make the case for bullishness, right? I can make the case. We came down here, really took out liquidity below these lows, right? And I can make the case that we could potentially go higher, but uh, the bullish setup just became invalid. So we're good. Awesome. And ideally, I don't like trading against the trend. Um, I don't like trading against the trend, so I really only want to find bullish setups. I mean, this is technically a short opportunity right now, even though, like I said, it didn't really qualify for what I wanted to see happen. Um, Today. So if the price had retraced a little higher, then I probably would have taken it. But yeah, it is what it is. So right now we're getting second stage delivery on this trend. Uh, Hugo or anybody that's an actual student of mine, jot that down for your notes, and we can talk about it. Probably on a weekend call. I think this weekend I'll actually have time to be on a weekend call and actually do it. In addition to what Daniel's doing. So. So again, I'm still bearish for this session. I want to see the market continue to run lower. I really wanted to come back to this old fair value gap, but we'll see. Oops. Breaking this down. It's the 1 minute time frame. You got good rejection from this. Again, Hugo, if you're watching, this is a good thing to note for your notes. See how price rejected from that level. I wish I had a 30-second time frames because I could show you some stuff that's going on right here. We're consolidating, so you know what happens when we get consolidation. Yeah, we're definitely. I still see the market going down for this session. Just nothing really like. It's fighting though. It is fighting. Let me hop over in the comments. So JD said, "Do you look at gold?" I don't really trade gold. Um, there's a couple of reasons for that. It's a really event-driven market. I do have it pulled up though, because everybody loves to ask about gold. I don't. I think it's. I think it's just like people like the idea of trading gold, like it's gold, right? Um, so everybody always asks me to like do a breakdown on gold. Um, this looks kind of bearish to me, to be honest, though. We hit our long-term target. And then Hugo, when we think about like our standard setup, right? Just for your notes too. Um, Notice how this is basically our standard setup, but on a daily time frame. Like we had the same things we're looking for. I would want to see this bearish too, but again, I don't trade that, so all this is for education purposes only. So we got that rejection away. Again, I didn't take this trade because risk parameters are just not in line with what I want to see, but that doesn't mean we can't be right on the we can't be wrong. I'm sorry, I can't be right on the direction of the trade. This is gonna happen, right? We're gonna have times where we're coming to the terminal and we're just not gonna take the trade. It's just not what we want to see. But it's good practice, right? And these are the times where you actually learn. Like this is how you learn. It's like playing a video game. So I literally will come here and project. I guess I could have technically gotten in on that. It's a little bit better risk reward ratio. But again, I guess I could have taken that. It's whatever. Yeah, I really want to see this melt, to be honest. Like I want to see this melt and continue to go down. I really want to see it respect this level here. We'll see. And I think the number one thing that people also have to recognize too is like Um, I know there's a pro. I mean, I'd hope that nobody took these trades, right? Like, I'm not doing this to give trade advice. I'm doing this just to showcase like the ability and the skill. Um, but there's always the person that sees, somebody call out something and they feel like they can jump in an account too and just take those trades, right? That's just life. Um, hmm. This might be the bullish setup that we're looking for. Yeah, I don't like this to go long. Only because I can call both sides. It might continue to go long. I don't like today. I can definitely make the case for this to go long or short. So like I'm good um on actually taking a position today. So or at least for this morning session. I could see a world where this is our bullish setup for the day. But I just don't like it. Price would really have to break above this zone for me to consider going long. Yeah, I don't like how it's price is really respecting that 5 minute gap still. If I had to guess, I think we're still going down. But again, if I have to guess, then I shouldn't be trading. So again, I would like to see this. I'd like to see a world where the market draws back to this imbalance here and then looks for opportunities to go up. But I'm also not like really attached, like really like caught in that idea. But yeah, I mean, again, most of this is boring stuff. So, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to, hop in with the questions or keep watching. That's cool too. But I hope we're going higher. This is what I mean by like those NFP weeks and these FOMC weeks being just really consolidated. Cause like, what is this? You know, uh, it's not something you really want to sit there and trade. And you kind of have to find like you the thing that I always do with my trading is I always like ask myself like, can um can I call the other side of the trade? Like, is there a case for the other side of trade being made? If there is, then most likely it's not a high probability setup. Usually you want setups that it's like, okay, this is so obvious that it's going your way, then you're not gonna it's you would be dumb not to take the trade, right? And I think if everybody traded like that, then you would probably see a lot less people failing, right? Or a lot less, all these horror stories, people blowing up their account. And I think it's again like it just harps back to the idea that like you're not supposed to trade every day, right? So like if you're putting real money on the line, you're not supposed to be doing that every day. It's not an everyday thing. But if you had to look at this mess right now and say, where is this going? Is it going up? Is it going down? You would be lying if you knew 100% where this was going to go, right? And I can give you some clues and some ideas based on some price action, but if the market just shot up right now like this, I mean, I can make that case. I also can make the case for the market doing this, like I've been saying for the past so long. So one thing you gotta realize is that you don't have to play hero in that situation. Just be cool with knowing that what you don't know, and just call. Just don't trade that day. There will be other opportunities, one way or the other. There will be other opportunities to trade. So there should never be like a sense of urgency. Like you should never be like in a trade like, if I don't do this, it's gonna break me. Mhm. I do think that the idea that the price is respecting this level here is kind of lending itself to the idea of bearishness. We're also kind of getting a little bit of trendline liquidity here. Again, lending itself to the idea of bearishness. But again, this is not it's not a high probability day. So I don't really have a high probability setup, Jay asked. I don't really have one. I just kind of it's just like whatever the market gives me, to be honest. Um, yeah, I like the idea of this dropping. It's the level that we called out before. This probably would have been now that I'm looking at it, this probably would have been the better. I totally missed this while I was trading or while I was analyzing stuff. When price ran up here, this probably would have been the better setup to go short. And I totally was not paying attention to that when it did run up there. Yeah, that would have been a lot better. But yeah, oh well. If I was taking these trades for real, this would have been my first take profit level. This right here, my second take profit level. And then the third would be the top end of that fair value gap. I think we're going to take that out. We might not. Yeah, it's a toss up. A lot of times people get scared in these trades. And I think it's like once you start to understand what the market is supposed to be doing, what the point of the market is, you start to get less scared. So, like, my first year trading, I would have been scared as hell to see this market retrace away from this low. And I would have been freaking out. And now it's kind of like, is what it is. I could see the market run up above really quickly, running above 18,657 and then continuing to go down. And so this is what I mean. Boom, like that. I could see the market continue to do something like that real quickly. It might not do that, but I could see a world where it does that. Guess it's not going to do that. Yeah, so honestly, this probably would have been a good trade to take if I was paying attention when price ran up here. This is the only way that this would have made it a good trade to take, is when it ran up here. It would have been more in line with my risk reward ratio, but I was so focused on just it not doing that, or like it not paying attention to that whatever. Hugo, hopefully when you're watching this, or any of my students that are watching this, I don't know. Hugo's the only one that commented, so I don't know who's on here. But like mentorship students, if you guys are watching this, You uh, should be able to spot opportunities where you could have scaled in. It's a real choppy price action today. You see what I'm saying? I think we'll still take out this low, but damn, this is really pricey. A real choppy price action. Hugo, again, I'm only talking Hugo because I think you're the only student on today, but this would now be an inverted. So, good thing to go study is why is this an inverted? I was a little off. I drew the arrow for here and it ended up going there. A little off, but you know. That's what it is. You can't be 100% accurate. If I was 100% accurate down to the pip, man, y'all would never hear from me. I would be retired on an island somewhere. Again, this live trading is not for me to call out trades or call out setups that I think are going to be profitable for like a signal type of thing. It's really just documenting, what I say I can do. So hopefully everybody is kind of like everybody who's here. I mean, throw a thumbs up in the chat if you guys are enjoying this. And this is how you learn without actually trading, right? And it's okay. Like you don't have to take a trade every single time you step to the terminal. And it's just really like, I mean, for me personally, like I said, I'm at a point in my life where I can pull out somewhere between 3 and 4 grand out of the market every time every time I win. Right. So it's like you don't really need, I mean, think about your average lifestyle. How many times a month do you really need to do that? maybe twice, 3 times before you start to get to like what the equivalent of like 6 figures would be. So um that's not to brag or anything like that, but it's just to let you know like when you get good and you get proficient in recognizing your setup or a setup, then you don't need to trade every day. You don't need to jump at everything. You pick your spots, kind of like a basketball player who's starting to get a little older. I think we're very close to the low of the day. I think we'll take this out. In the grand scheme of things, all this move did, and this is what I think is going to happen for the rest of the week. All this move did was really just set the pullback up to really continue to go higher. So this overall session was a counter session trade, and that's what I was trying to say at the beginning of the day, or the beginning of the session, is that this overall trade was just one big pullback to set us up for the next move up. Yeah, narrative is everything, man. Narrative is everything. So if you don't have a good narrative about what the market's doing, then you're not gonna be successful. Take profit two, smashed as well. And again, for my students, right? Like my actual like in the mentorship students, this is how you chart watch. This is how you look at sessions, or you look at chart sessions to uh, basically just use these as an opportunity to learn, um, and an opportunity to map shit out. And yeah, so we pretty much hit take profit level two, and 18,600. So that's the fair value gap right there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Again, these are really supposed to be for a few people. These are one supposed to be for my mentorship students, so you guys can see like what it looks like to actually take positions and what it looks like to kind of think through the trade and think through the market setups. There was actually a few opportunities where I probably could have hopped in and taken this, but again, I'm not really one. I'm not a counter trend trader, so I try not to change my strategy for that. But then two, also, the setup at the point I was looking at, this initial point right here, wasn't a good setup. If I was paying attention to this, but I was paying attention to watch it versus like actually trade it. And so this would have been an amazing trade right there to there. And this would have been, wow, this would have been almost 100, over 100 points. So that would have been a great setup. I mean, for anybody really. So this is a good counter trend example day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll stay in the comments if you guys have any other questions. Um, but not every day, not every day is going to be a good trading day, and not every day is going to fall in line with your criteria. So hopefully, and it's okay. It's okay. It's always okay to not take the trade. Trust me. It's okay to sit back and watch and look at the opportunity presented, because it doesn't take much. 1, maybe 2 trading days a month. Yeah, JD said, "Do you have a Telegram?" Yeah, JD, how did you find me? Was it through the Trading Nut podcast, or was it through like something else? Um, I'll throw you. This is a link to the overall, like, this is a free Telegram that I put up. And it's just one to stay linked in with me. Through all the stuff that I do. Let me drop this in the chat. If you guys are on here and you've never been in the Telegram, join it. It's a free Telegram. It's not anything like, I don't charge for that. My mentorship students, it's a little bit separate. So like, if you're interested in that, let me know. But that's more for like people who want to learn from me directly, or want to be in a community of people that kind of like trade the same way. So I don't really call out signals in there, but it's also like more for that. Okay. Yeah, JD, hit me on Telegram, or hit me in it's my social media is all Brinks Trades. It's gonna be the same, like it's gonna be the same handle, literally the same icon or the same picture of me on everything. So hit me up on Telegram or hit me up on social. But yeah, it kind of sounds like you trade the same way. So yeah, man, this has been hopefully a good session. So Tony Gold 410. Yo, Tony, where are you from, man? I know I might have probably said this before, but if you're still on here, where are you from? I'm trying to remember if you were stateside or if you were in a different area. But yeah, this has been a good 1 hour session. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you're in the Telegram, cool. If not, join that. I do a lot of updated analysis for the market, but overall, I think this is a great counter trend day. So, yeah, I'm interested to see. I wonder if any of my students were able to take trades. I know somebody did. This in retrospect, this little wick up here was a great entry, and a great entry that made a lot of sense. So hopefully everybody saw that, and definitely when the price respected this level. So again, it's still running. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to hit me in the chat. Or if this is your first time seeing a trading style like this, where someone could really just call out the market like to this level, let me know, and I can get you, basically put you in the position to hopefully look at the market and see the same, do the same thing. Obviously not take trades. I can't promise if you'll be a good trader, but definitely like being able to look at the market and come up with the best guess on what's going to happen for the day. So hope you guys enjoy this. I'm signing off. Actually, you know what? I'll stay on till 11. So if you guys have any questions at all, let me know. But I'm just going to go quiet, and then I'll respond to stuff if stuff pops up. Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm gonna go ahead and end this. But hopefully you guys kind of saw what what I was trying to show and enjoyed this little trading session today. Again, if you guys have questions, find me on social media or find me on the the um the Telegram. Just feel free to send me a message. In the Telegram, I'm the only one talking Brinks trades. And again, if you're a student of mine, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tape reading session. So again, not everything is about actually taking the trade. Sometimes you learn a lot about um, by just watching. So hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, catch you next time, probably tomorrow. So we'll see. Bye.